What do you call a double-parked mitzvah tank?
Yidlock.
That's a joke from when is it? How old is that joke?
1909. That's my father's joke. My father was born in 1909. That joke is from the 40s.
These guys are doing music in their machine right there. There you go. Oh, we got it. Yeah, this is gonna focus in. Yeah, they're doing a violin, right?
Shalom. We're learning the mandolin.
Mandolin, sitting beautifully. Good.
I leave you to the Yid.
Happy Rosh Hashanah. Welcome to Sheni V'Chamishi. Now we start with okay, so we're going to speak about the Amaratzim of back in the day. That's the theme. The concept is that basically there were people, the people of the land didn't know the law. They didn't know the law that the rabbis were giving, the halakhas and stuff. So they just worshipped, they believed in the God of the rabbis and the priests. They followed the religion, but they were Amaratzim. They didn't know. Even Termas Maestris, they would have to ask. So, we have that equivalent today. There's many denominations of religion, and not everybody could fit into the Orthodox system. Not because they deny the authority or the validity, but because they've been raised that way. They've been raised traditional, modern. They practice, but they don't know about the Shulchan Aruch. They keep Shabbos in a simple way. They avoid going to work. They avoid doing business deals. These are the ones that are pretty much, that's the norm. They don't bring non-kosher food at home. That's their understanding of it and their connection to it. So here's a real story I overheard recently, and it was very interesting. All the details were very interesting, and I liked a lot of it and things like that. So we'll get into it in a minute. Yeah, so a boy meets a girl, right? Typical story, boy meets girl. And the girl is Catholic. His friend gets her number, but the friend was not her type. He was the handsome one. He gets the number, he calls her. His friend says, "You're not going to call her? Call her. Yeah, I gave you the number. If you're not going to call it, give me the phone, the thing." So they date, and the boy has a family that's traditional, at most traditional, probably secular. And some of the boys went on a path of becoming more religious, whether modern Orthodox, and some more Eish Torah style, and one more Hasidic. Now so the boy is not religious, he's not looking to keep kosher, he's very open about everything he believes and feels, but he wants to marry a Jewish girl. So in that regard, she goes through a conservative conversion, which is traditionally, historically, that is perfect. She does what she knows. She identifies as a Yid, she accepts the Jewish God, and she keeps kosher to whatever degree she does, and she goes through a mikveh process, just like the Amaratzim. They're not bad people. You don't have to boycott the Amaratzim or hate them, right? That's the stage. Then he's got a problem. His one brother doesn't show up to the wedding. One brother who's more of a Aish, learned and involved and does make it there. And another brother who seems like a modern guy, more of a type of guy that's into music and Jewish music, but more of a modern Orthodox, all the way modern Orthodox, was thinking of not attending. And then he got an uncle who would basically bankroll him and tells him, "You don't show up. You don't show up to the wedding, we're cutting you off." An uncle and a cousin, which was great, because this is, when people lose their morals, the only thing that works is their lifeline. Of course, this is being used all the time on good people, unfortunately, but it's a beautiful story when someone wants to do the wrong thing and the power is in the hands of the good people. And they say, "You don't come to the wedding, we're cutting you off." And then they get married, and then like 6 months later, one of the guys who was very frum, the more Hasidic one, his wife, calls the sister-in-law, who was, she converted, she called her a whore. I'm sorry for adding this part in. It's important, but it doesn't add beauty to the story. But for wearing a skirt that goes to the knees or something, and maybe short sleeves, but nothing, not even sleeveless, which is also elegant and perfectly fine, if anybody has any seichel. So, and that's very insulting, and that was almost not forgiven. But not coming to the wedding, which is cruel, was forgiven. There's a rabbi in Israel, my note, I forgot the name, he was speaking. I'll give a link below to this rabbi's name. Forgot his name. He was lamenting on the fact that people who are intermarried are back in the day would not attend Jewish weddings if they were intermarried. They felt mechutz lamachne. And he was lamenting that today we're more tolerant and they do come to the wedding with their spouse. He's so tone deaf and blind to his cruel intentions that he just forgot what he's all about. And of course, if you can get him to think about it, he would definitely regret it. Or at least you could confront him and make it simple, so he can't blame it on religion and about the Holocaust and mixing Hitler into it. Then you're going to start attacking single people. Well, what happens if a single guy is not getting married because his luck wasn't good? And you tell him you're finishing Hitler's work because we're not going to have more babies. And then he goes, what about the guy who intermarried? Him too? No. But the intermarried guy, the kids grow up, they get interested in Judaism just like any modern Jew, and they go, oh, by the way, you need to go under the knife and mikvah, and your sister doesn't have to do anything. She could just go under the mikvah and start keeping Shabbos and take classes. So what's worse? So the single guy who's growing old in age, you're going to pick on him like that? Irrationality and cruelty, which are so related, we're literally, it's like a watershed. We're so lucky that it's just not getting worse. We're so lucky that the hammering blows of modernity are keeping those religious people in check. Here's an interesting anecdote. Okay, so before I finish, let me finish with the main nakuda here. The point is that you can't, you're boycotting people for no reason. Just because they are amaratzim. They're not against your religion. They're doing what they can do on the level of conservative Judaism. They're not fully observant. They're not able to do what you believe. But they're amaratzim, so that's what they know. So here's another story. A woman marries someone who's not Jewish. Her parents are accepting. The mother's traditional. The father is an atheist. He didn't have a problem. And then she passed away. She was killed in a car accident trying to save a dog. This family I knew. And then they asked the Rav to do the burial, the burial, and then the Rav said he couldn't do it because, and I wasn't sure why. I thought it's against Halakha, and I was very naive, so I was very accepting. Look at that. I was very accepting of the fact that the shliach could not come to the and do the kamas hamatzeva. So he tells his wife, cut that guy off. And this is a guy that's a very, he's a gvir, and one of the better foundations of the shul, not worth losing over stupidity. So I asked the shliach, is there anything I could do between you and him? Because he kind of talks to me and likes me. So if there's anything I could do between the two of you, I would love to do. And of course, I'm not going to do anything that's against halakha. So if he offers, like me, the job, and I could perform, I'm not going to do it, And I had no idea this wasn't a halachic question, but you get the more confused we are, the more we can, the more we are, the more simple and the more we know it fully, we completely know the whole concept, the history and the philosophy of it, the more we can manipulate it. The more you understand nature, the more you could manipulate nature and fix things for the better, right? So when I spoke to the shliach, he actually revealed to me that he was worried about the head Chabad. This is the state of California. It's more organized. So he was worried that the head Chabad can use that against him. So he was afraid. But he says really halachically is no problem. He just steps a foot back and this and that. And there's always a loophole. For agunis, we didn't find a loophole, but we found a loophole for everything else. So, yeah, that was then. I was naive and I couldn't help, but I just wanted to help out and maybe be able to reach out to bring back, because it would be a real it would be really unfortunate if a person stopped coming to shul and even encourage his wife to stop coming, and she goes to classes and all that. So, yeah. That rabbi who was speaking in his class about homosexuality was speaking about how intermarriage, people are more tolerant today. And he's making a mistake. It's not that people are more tolerant. Only the educated are more tolerant. So wherever you have educated people, you have tolerance. And that thing is 200 years old. The Jews moved on 200, 300 years ago in terms of modernity. But you can always have groups who are going more crazy. You can always farm people to believe something and put them on an island and torture them and even kill them, like many cults do. It's not impossible, no matter how technologically advanced we become and how scientifically advanced we become and philosophically, and we start learning better and better and become less afraid of ghosts and scary gods and scary sacred texts and things like that. No matter how much we grow, there could always be people who are left behind, and we always have to remember that. As beautiful as religion looks and tradition and all the beautiful things, remember there's people suffering. Think about it. It's Rosh Hashanah. You want to do tshuva. Tshuva doesn't mean God doesn't care where you stick your dick. God cares about collectively. Is your denomination and faith doing for mankind and for itself something that's cruel, or are you being helpful? Thank you for watching. Sheni v'chan.